organisms.
Organs are good for the body.
Yeah, because when you play it, it vibrates you and it makes you feel good.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Exactly. Also, now I got Infinite Devil Trigger.
Speaking of eating organs, no, but like, have you ever like wondered, like, it's like a lot of people don't like liver, but liver is just straight up like, it's like chicken liver, right, or something like that, usually, but it is straight up just liver. It's like a straight up, you eat the organ. It's also really good for you. First of all, I found out like eating liver is like really good for you. I don't personally dislike liver a lot. I think it, like, I feel like it's not, I mean, like, it can be eaten just by itself, but I feel like if you cook it with something, that's where it, like, can really shine. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess.
Like, dude, if you just, like, bit into a straight onion, like, you can eat it that way. It can be enjoyable that way, but, like, if you cook it, you saute it, you put mushrooms and some, like, meat or something with it, you know what I mean? You got, like, a whole dish, you know what I mean? And it accents everything that it's mingling with really well. I feel like liver's the same way. But that's just me. It feels more like an ingredient than just a dish by itself. Anyways, liver's really good for you. That's what I was trying to say, I found out. Like, extremely good for you.
I mean, kind of a weird segue, but alright.
Dude, we're in the middle of hell right now, fighting like weird demons and shit like that.
I mean,
I think just talking about eating liver, which is like an actual, not like human liver, of course. Cough. What is liver? I'm gonna look it up.
it's an organ.
What liver is?
It like.
Yeah, but like what, when you buy it in the store, you know, like what organ, like where does it come from? Is it a, what liver is food?
I think it's mostly chicken, but
it's gotta be like something like that. The liver of mammals, fowls, and fish is commonly eaten as food by humans. Domestic pig, lamb, available from supermarkets.
Oh, I didn't get my. I should have switched weapons. I wasn't thinking.
I guess it depends on the liver you're getting. I guess. I don't know. I've never really bought liver. I've just had it occasionally in my life, once or twice, or 4 times. I remember having it as a kid, and I was like, this is kind of weird. But, like, I wasn't like, ugh, I'm never gonna eat that again. I was just like, this is a strange taste. But then again, I was a very not picky kid. Probably in part because I only ate, like, a very small amount every day. So, like, every time I did eat food, I was just like, my body was probably just like, eat food now! Doesn't matter what it is. I remember, like, the first time I experienced, like, true hunger, right? Like, or just hunger in general, but it felt like true. I was a skinny kid. I remember I was, like, playing, I woke up, I didn't eat breakfast, my parents weren't home, and I went and played, I was playing, like, something, I was probably playing some video game, and then, like, my stomach just started hurting, and my only urge was to eat, and I, like, ran downstairs, and just, like, tore open a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and just started eating it raw, like, no milk, no nothing. I was just, like, tearing through it, and I was just like, what the hell? And then I ate, like, a handful, and I was just like, okay, I guess that works. And then I just, like, stopped eating and ran back upstairs and played games. I didn't eat a lot as a kid. I often skipped lunch a lot as a kid, too, which is kind of weird, because, or kind of, it makes sense, because I don't eat, like, lunch a lot now. I usually eat, like, big breakfasts and big dinners, and then just kind of snack in between, and or don't eat much in between. I don't know why, that just works for me really well. But I, like, just used to skip lunch, and it wasn't on purpose, it was just because, like, as a kid, you kind of don't know how to cook stuff. And I learned how to cook, like, pretty young. I started learning how to cook, like, ramen and eggs and all sorts of shit when I was, like, I don't know, I must have been, like, 7 or 8, and then I woke up one day and my parents weren't home, and I was like, I gotta eat, right? And so I just kind of started learning how to cook then. And I would, like, cook soup and stuff like that, too. But, like, I don't know, when it came to, like, lunches and stuff like that, I was so used to, like, my parents making me food for the longest time. So, like, when my parents didn't make me food and they forgot, I just wouldn't eat, and I wouldn't think about it. And I remember my mom came home the one day, and she was like, Colin, did you, like, eat? And I was like, no. And she was like, it's, like, 4 p.m. You didn't eat lunch? And I was just like, no. And I was just, like, playing, like, Final Fantasy VIII, I think. And I was just, like, completely focused on that, and was just like, I don't know. And she was just like, oh my god, I gotta make you something to eat. And she went and made me, like, 2 peanut butter and jelly. My mom used to make the best PB&J sandwiches. I love PB&Js because of the way my mom used to make them. But yeah, I remember eating PB&Js while I was playing Final Fantasy VIII, and that was a fun time.
What did she put in them? Like,
peanut butter and jelly.
But, like, you make it sound like she put
I don't know, dude. Like,
it
was just like, you ever get, like, a shitty, like, school PB&J?
What do you mean?
Like a school lunch PB&J?
What do you mean? Those are good.
Because, like, in high school, right, when I went to high school, like, it was weird. They had, like, you would get the PB&J, it was wrapped, and yet somehow when you unwrapped it, the bread was already stale. First of all, first mistake, stale bread. Second mistake, the peanut butter had no, like consistency to it. It was just, like, frozen peanut butter for some fucking reason, so it was just, like, super tough, like, curd-ass peanut butter. That is the second mistake. Third mistake is the jelly. First of all, there was way too much of it. Second of all, it tasted like garbage. It was just like Jell-O with a tiny bit of sugar in it that had no consistent taste to any sort of like fruit or anything like that, right? Fourth mistake, they put way too much jelly. I think I already said this, but they put way too much fucking jelly on these sandwiches, right? Like, the jelly was like, there was more jelly than there was bread, which was ridiculous. You'd get it and then it would like you ever like cut open a steak and it's like super pink on the inside, and then like you just got like the edges are singed. Like when you opened up a sandwich, it would be like that, where it was just all jelly on the inside and nothing else. Like there was barely any peanut butter. But the jelly was also like somehow like, you know how like when you pull out like fresh jelly and stuff like that, it's like very mixed and it's goopy. It's like almost like honey or something like that, where you can kind of goop it onto the bread and stuff like that. Somehow this jelly was just like a freaking just solid slab of jelly, right? Like they would just somehow get solid like bread-shaped slabs of jelly that they would put on the bread, and it would just be a full consistent thing. And it was so weirdly consistently bad. Like every single time I got a PB&J, I was so mad, and it just sucked so bad. And it would really suck too, because they got like, you'd get like lunch detention, and you would like only get PB&Js. You would never get to choose anything else on the menu when you got lunch detention. You would only get PB&Js, right? And so like every time I got PB&Js, it was always during lunch detention. I hated them even more because of that. But like when I was in elementary school, the PB&Js were super awesome and great. And then I like went to so my elementary school was in Colden, and then there was Springville Elementary. And then when you go to the middle school, people come from Colden and Springville and go to the same middle school, and then they go to the same high school, right? So in Colden Elementary, they gave a shit and they produced good food. In Springville, they didn't give a shit at all, and they produced absolutely horrid school lunches. Like, I don't know where that just kind of dropped, but yeah, I was kind of mad about that. Just saying. Well, also, speaking on that note, there's multiple like stories I could tell about like Springville lunches. Like, for example, one time my buddy Tyler bought pizza from the school lunch, right? And he goes, and we sit down, and we're having a fun time, and he takes his first bite of the pizza, and he immediately opens his mouth back up, retracts the pizza, puts it down, looks at it, and then pulls a fucking tack. A straight-up tack that just punctured the top of his mouth out of the pizza, right? He calls the lunch lady over and he's like, there's a tack in my pizza. And she's like, oh my god, right? And she takes it and she's like, I'm gonna go get you another slice of pizza, right? And she immediately rushes off and throws it into the garbage. And like, we realized in post that like, he could have said something bigger about that. Like, that is not okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, something really bad could have happened if a kid kind of like just bit into that and wasn't thinking. And either bit, like, it was lucky that he kind of noticed it and pulled it out. And you would hope that most people would have that reaction, but there's also a chance that you just don't notice it and then a kid swallows it or some shit like that. And you just got a tack in your system fucking everything up. Like, that's really bad. And there was a ton of shit like that just happened. And it's just, goddamn, dude. Schools need to get their shit. Like, I'm not saying you need to have restaurant quality food, but you're charging money for food that you're probably not spending as much money on, and you're feeding kids, and your objective is to feed kids good. Like, in general, that kind of situation should be way better than it at least was. I don't know if it's gotten better. I really doubt it, because school lunches have always been just kind of shitty. But I don't know, man. I feel like at least at the bistro at, like, school, right? Like, it's not restaurant quality, but it's definitely not school lunch quality. It's got that good in-between of, like, I could make this at home and be satisfied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, like, what about them Uncrustables, though?
Dude, Uncrustables are the shit. I fucking love Uncrustables. I found out that they have, like, whole wheat, healthier Uncrustables. They're still not the best in comparison to, like, you know, they're still pretty garbo for you, but, like, they're a little bit better. They don't taste any different to me. And I had them the one day, and I just kind of destroyed a box of them by myself, and I was just like, this is amazing. Uncrustables are amazing.
Cause it was mostly that and these like peanut butter graham crackers that we would get for lunch at City Honors.
You get peanut butter graham crackers for lunch?
Yeah. Well, it's like a...
That was the substance meal they marketed?
Yeah.
I'm not saying kids wouldn't be happy, I'm just like...
It was just like 2 like graham cracker sandwiches with peanut butter and jelly in it, and that's it.
That was solid. Oh, I remember in high school, during my senior year, I would always eat lunch in the music wing. I'd always go to Mrs. Noeson's room and just watch YouTube videos and stuff like that, because I didn't like anyone in lunch. Either it was that, or I was later in the day skipping class or something like that. I don't know. I'm not trying to tell people to model their high school career after me. I'm just saying that I had a rhythm when I was in high school of how I approach things. But I remember I would always, like, I started just getting the salads, because the salads cost the same as much as everything else, right? But you'd get, like, a full fucking salad. You'd get, like, twice the food. It was just salads. So I feel like they were less expensive because most people didn't buy them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I would buy the salads because you get, like, you'd be able to customize it. You'd get it, and it would have, like, little cups of, like, ham, cheese, and, like, whatever, and I would just eat them however I felt like eating them that day, but, like, you would get so much salad, and I remember just getting those, like, almost every day because it just filled me really good, versus, like, the regular food just kind of being kind of garbo and small portions and stuff like that.
Also, this horse can stop time. Or at least
it can stop time?
Yeah.
Is it a fucking stand?
I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
Is it just a horse?
Yeah.
It just chose a fucking chariot that shoots rockets and it's, like, sentient?
I guess.
That's crazy.
Though it's just kind of running around right now. I can't do anything to it.
Well, you're doing a decent amount of damage, I would say.
Can I jump? I think I can jump on it. I think. Can't I? No, I can jump on it. There we go.
These deados. What the fuck? I thought you pulled out a fucking bagpipes for a second.
Me?
That'd be like the coolest, most stylish thing I think you could do. Just pull out bagpipes. Scotland, am I right?